Good morning, middle school colleagues. This morning I come to you in my curriculum night finery. I look forward to seeing you online tonight. Please do plan to join your team, those of you who are on 6th, 7th, or 8th grade team to present by around 7:15 in your class Zoom room. And as we practiced on Tuesday, we will share that bit.ly so that folks have their marching orders for where they're going to click around. But resharing that bit.ly at each of the meetings can also be a help. When and if you have spare time in your allotted time slot, default to community building. And by that, I mean turn it back to the folks in the Zoom room, have new families introduce themselves. I found that the classrooms that did this in K1-2 and 3 to 5 heard back such wonderfully positive and encouraging thanks from families. So please use the airspace for that if you have any spare time. I shared my remarks with those of you who will be presenting tonight. So you can take a look at those. Anne will start and Megan Weisskopf will also present. But please do pop in at 7:15 so that you're ready should we wrap up a couple minutes ahead of time. Karen Redman will also be available to us tonight if we have any glitches. You could send her an email or give her a call. Number 2 is some feedback from the School at Home girls. So Kristen Sector, School at Home liaison, pulled the girls together and she and I chatted with them about how the first few weeks have been going, and they said better and better. They absolutely recognize that sometimes the tech glitches cannot be avoided. And they said it's so helpful when teachers repeat what other girls in the classroom have said. They know that when Zoom drops, it's on them to figure out the next move, but they sometimes worry that they come back in and maybe someone isn't there. So they're getting into the habit, as Kristen has trained them, to send an email to the teacher right away and also to retry Zoom. Please, though, leave your Zoom room open for the length of the class unless it is an asynchronous class, because some girls reported, oh, maybe their Wi-Fi drops and then they're not sure what to do for the rest of the class period if they come back and the Zoom isn't continuing. So please leave that open or be available and let them know you'll be available on GChat. I've asked Caitlin Mowry to share how she's using the Google Chat feature with her 7th graders. They all said, oh yeah, no, it's so great when Ms. Mowry does that. It's really easy to use. They also mentioned that when they are raising their hands, they often worry that the teacher isn't seeing them. So please find a way to acknowledge them, even if you don't plan to call on them. My new rule of thumb is to check the Zoom first or check my board first if I have somebody who is at home, so that I can say, oh, I see Lizzie's waiting. We're going to get to another couple people. And that way we can acknowledge that we see and we're with them even when we're not going to call on them. And they also did report that they're feeling left out during breaks and office hours. So this is a question that I've put to a few of the 8th graders to help me think about how can we include girls from other pods, maybe technologically, or girls from home when we do have downtime. Our new Wi-Fi, which with Dan's help, some contractors are blasting to the backfield, should help in this. I have also purchased a very large amount of sidewalk chalk, which I will get around to the pods over the next couple of days. So please, please, please take your girls out and benefit from this beautiful weather over the next few days now that we've got our Wi-Fi in better shape outside. The School at Home girls also mentioned that Power School, some said, oh, it's easier to follow than last year. Some said they missed the format from last year. Spend some time, just like grade level teams will tonight, with your classes, walking through how you specifically are using it. And also they request, as always, that we keep it as up to date as possible. They know that sometimes plans change over the time. One bugaboo for them is when the deadline changes. One girl reported that she thought it was due on Tuesday. By the time she went back to look at it, it had a Monday due date, and she turned it in late as a result. So she was bummed out about that. And I told them we're doing our absolute best to keep that up to the minute. But that sometimes we do. We change things mid-course, and that's going to continue as we adapt and also respond to the learning needs that the girls have. And we also emphasize to them that Power School should be the second line of defense, and really that planner use is critical. And we got planners to a handful of girls who did not yet have their planners at home, as well as some masks and some whiteboards. That's all I've got for you today in this new flipped meeting. If you've gotten to the end of this short video, please send me a one-word response with how you're feeling about curriculum night tonight. All right, thanks so much for all your efforts, energy, and preparation to make tonight awesome.